Discovering who you are today is the first step to being who you will be tomorrow. Join Deborah Powell and Barry O'Donnell on a step-by-step journey into finding your Heartlight, a podcast series of self-exploration and discovery. Are you ready to become the best version of you?
Hi everyone, it's Barry. I'm up in Alberta, Canada. My partner in crime here, Deb, is down in Australia. Yeah, down to me, wherever it is to you guys. But last week, talking about believing in yourself, and now we're jumping into self-care. This is done intentionally. We're trusting you're at a point right now that you feel like you're making a difference and creating some changes in your life. So when we get into self-care, it is so important. People don't realize that because when we take care of ourselves first, it gives us the energy to be able to help other people. Self-care means it's something that's sustainable. It's something that I like putting it like this. Life is busy. We've all got a lot on our plate. But having said that, if you take the time, even if you only set aside 10 minutes every day, and that's a great starting point, but make sure you're taken care of. Make sure you're physically taken care of, you're emotionally taken care of, you're mentally taken care of, and spiritually taken care of. Now, that doesn't mean you have to go to church every day. It means you do something every day that brings you joy, that brings you happiness. That's part of self-care, and it can look like almost anything as long as it's things that you want to do. We go through life and responsibilities level change and rules change and expectations get put on us, and the big magical people start telling kids that they have to have responsibility and jobs. But yeah, it's one thing. You can be responsible and still have a good time. You can make sure you do your chores or whatever else is you need to take care of, but still have time for yourself. I'm all about making time for yourself. Now, a simple way to put it is think about when you're on an airplane and you're getting the safety instructions before that plane leaves. In the event that those oxygen masks fall down and you're traveling with a child, put the mask on yourself first and then the child. Now, most motherly instincts or parents' instincts are going to be put the mask on the child first. But if you put it on yourself first, then you're going to be able to help the child. The 2 seconds it's going to take to get your mask on could be all it takes to make a difference whether you're going to be able to help your child or not. That's why they do it like that, because you're going to be able to help the child, but the child's going to have a lot more difficulty helping you. So that's self-care, just in the sense that it puts it in perspective. Take care of yourself so you can take care of others. When you look at your life and how busy it is, and you're working on a project and you got 12 other projects on the go or waiting, and or your phone's ringing and somebody else says and adds something else to your plate, and you're just going, not a chance in hell can I take on any more stuff. And you're just stressed to the friggin' nines, and then nothing's getting done because your focus is gone. Your energy levels out the window because you're trying to figure out, where am I going to find the energy? Where am I going to find the time to do everything I need to get done? And I just say, okay, you can only do one thing at a time. So before you do anything now, stop. Use that pause button we talked about a few episodes ago. Take a breath. Get up and walk around if you need to. Get a glass of water. Just get away from all that stress and pile of things you think you need to be doing right away. Just get up for a few minutes to come back, and now you can focus. You can regroup. You can get clearer thinking. You can figure out, where do you got to start on this? What's most important? But you start feeling taken care of. And I know that when I know I'm taken care of, my ability to give back is exponentially greater because I've got the capacity for it. I'm already taken care of. But if somebody wants me to start taking care of them and my needs haven't been met yet, it just adds to the stress level. And we start questioning, okay, well, is my time less valuable than your time that you think I need to take care of you first? Take care of you first. You'll be able to take care of others in so much more capacity without stressing yourself out for the number one reason you're already taken care of. Say, how hard would it be for you, Deb, to list 6 ways, 6 things you can do for self-care that are going to make you feel relaxed, stress-free, and just like it's time. This is just for you.
Well, the 6 things off the top of my head, the first thing I ensure that I have is enough sleep. That really helps me. That's a really good self-care thing that I do. The other self-care things, I think what I love to do just for me, and it really removes that stress, is if I'm feeling I'm getting overwhelmed or anything like that, I love to go outside. I just love to go outside and walk in my garden, just get into the veggies. I don't care whether I get dirty with my hands and things like that, but it's with that, I'm actually not thinking of anything else. And this is where I look at these self-care things that I do, where I can just focus on what I'm doing for me at the moment. Initially, I may not be aware that it is actually for me, but it's what it's doing for me. It's what it's producing and the feelings and the emotions that it's producing that is allowing that self-care to happen. So definitely going out into the garden. I love to read and learn. So I think finding something I'm interested in, a book, I'll pick that up, and I really look at that as a self-care thing as well. If I want to do the pampering thing, I must admit, I do have a day a week that I go, this is it. This is my time. And I will just really enjoy doing something purely for myself, whether, like in my skincare and all of that. So there's so many different aspects of self-care that I can think of at the top of my head. Now, it did take me a little bit to start valuing, and I think this is a really important word to understand. It's when we value ourselves and we start taking care of who we are. And it's not an easy thing. Don't think that you can just wake up one day and go, whoa, I'm just going to do everything for me. We haven't been brought up, to think like that. And we have been brought up in a variety of ways that if we do things for ourselves in what we think sometimes to be disregarding others, that we are being selfish. Very, very, that's a highly misconception of what we've had. And as Barry said, that we really do need to take care of ourselves, put on that oxygen mask first, fill up that bucket. Don't allow yourself to deplete. And self-care, I look at as it's a habit forming thing. It's almost like discipline that we really need to begin. And it's not something I believe that we can just do every now and then. Self-care is something that we actually need to do every day. A small amounts of change that are for us. It can be just saying no to an invitation we're too tired to go to, and for that, it's really taking care of ourselves. Thinking, well, I'm too tired to do that. Just take the time to breathe. Take the time to slow down. We may not feel that we have all the time in the world, but we can always fit in those few minutes for anything that's important for us, or any demands that we feel others can take from us. For some reason, we seem to slot those into our timing. So why do we feel it's so hard to take those few minutes just for ourselves? And that's all it needs. It only needs to begin with those few minutes. And the more that you find and feel that in the feelings and the emotion that happens once we start doing those small things on a regular basis for ourselves, you'll want more. I want to be the best version of me that I can. And the only way that you can do that is to start becoming aware of the things that make you feel good, the ways that you can delimit your stress and just follow through and take care of you. It's just so important. It's something that we so often overlook. Be kind to yourself and know that you are important.
Deb, I absolutely love the fact that you brought up saying no as a form of self-care, because I think that is gold. I mean, that is one of the things that hardest thing people do next to asking for help and saying no to somebody else.
Absolutely.
So many people don't want to ask for help, but the same vein, they don't say no to anybody else who asks them. So, right, self-care isn't just taking time out to have a bubble bath or a nice glass of wine or a cappuccino, whatever your beverage of choice may be, like 10 minutes, and to savor it, not just, okay, it's on the side, I'm gulping it down as I'm working. It's taking the time, I've got this, and just like, let myself enjoy this and sit back and relax and read a book or read a magazine or watch something on TV that makes you laugh, or just anything that's just for you. That's one part of self-care. The other part is say no once in a while. If there's something you don't want to do, just say no.
Yeah.
And know that you don't have to explain yourself. You can just say no and leave it at that. Say no, thank you if you want to be more polite, but you don't have to explain why you're choosing to say no. Just try it out a couple of times. Say no. If it's just for the simple fact that, no, I don't want to go do something else. All I want to do right now is sit here on the couch and veg out for 15 minutes because I have had one of those days and I need to unwind a bit.
Absolutely. And I think that is so important, Barry. And I think what happens, some people think, or most people think like that, is that, but I feel guilty because I feel like I'm letting them down. So that, it makes us feel a little bit of shame when we need to step up and say those things because we actually need to say no because we're tired. It is an important part of self-care to be able to express our needs for our own health, our own stress levels, and it's a very important thing, Barry. Yeah, I love that.
So I would look at this. I think we've covered this fairly in depth and self-care, the importance of it, valuing yourself, because you should value yourself more than other people, but have that value. Start taking care of yourself. This is going to take some work. Are you going to change your old habits overnight? No. But go easy on yourself. Realize you've had a lifetime to work on the habits and create the habits you've got right now. Changing your habits is going to take a conscious effort, but know that you're worth it. But this is for you. And doing this, it is something that is sustainable. Because if you're not taking care of yourself, you've heard the term burnout in virtually every industry on the planet right now. Guess what? There's a whole lot of people that are not taking any time for self-care. Take care of yourself, and then you will have the ability to make it more sustainable, to have with better clarity, better energy, a lot less stress and anxiety, because like I say, you're taken care of. It's pretty easy to help someone else when you are taken care of. So work on that. Think about it every day. Like I said, feel free to start small, 10 minutes, 5 minutes if you can't find 10, but make a promise to give yourself a few minutes every single day. And as it gets easier, give yourself a little bit more time. Because once you start seeing the benefits to this, I'm not going to have to talk you into giving yourself half hour every day. You may find out that that's the magic number for you, that you need 30 minutes a day. And then there's just, life is good. Maybe you only need 15 minutes a day. Maybe you need an hour. You find the number that works for you. Make that promise to fulfill that self-care time every single day and move forward with a renewed enthusiasm towards life and attitude towards yourself.
And it's very important to, as you said, to know that to start small, only start with those few minutes, whatever time you can give yourself is time that you didn't have that before to spend on yourself. And bring it into something that you do. Make an important decision or an important choice to allow yourself to do this for you. Give yourself permission to do this for you every single day. Just start with a few minutes, not to put it off until tomorrow, but to take the time now to turn around and throw on some music that you just want to dance around to in your kitchen while you're cooking your breakfast or making your dinner. It doesn't matter what it is. It doesn't matter what it is, because it's these small little fun things that bring enlightenment to ourselves that is all about self-care. And not to worry about what other people think. You know, if you're up there dancing in your kitchen and singing along and you'd be better off in the shower. It doesn't matter. If it makes you feel good, you do it. Do what makes you feel good. It's so important to just take these few moments. And if you try it, laugh with yourself. You know, if it's the first time you've ever really stepped outside those little boundaries and done something a little bit silly and quirky that you've been wanting to do it and have a little bit of a smile at yourself, because again, that really encourages so much within ourselves, because the effect of one thing can blossom into so many others, so many other effects that it has on our mental and our well-being. And this is what we're looking for, is to be able to bring the balance back in our life. Because while we're doing things for everyone else and working really hard and trying to achieve success here or do this here and dragged everywhere, we're not totally in balance. And this is the thing that you need to think of, and that we need to think of, is that we must retain a balance in our life. And that can only happen if we are feeding the fuel to ourselves and our bodies and our minds that we need. And that fuel is things that only you know how you can help you. Others can't help you do this for you. Only you can do this. So start small, dance around the room, read a book, go out and get your hands dirty in the garden. It really doesn't matter. Go for a walk. Find something that allows you to touch base with the emotional side of you, with the physical side of you. It is all about what makes you feel good and gives you a sense of worth, to know that you are worthy and you have value, and come back in balance.
Well said, Deb. I love hearing the passion in your voice as we talk about this subject. Now, in light of our topic of self-care, in light of us talking about people having the time for self-care, this is exactly where we're going to sign off and let you go have some time for your own self-care, whatever that looks like. So stay tuned for next week's episode. We're going to get into stop comparing yourself to other people. But that's the topic for next week. This week, go do something that lights you up. Go take care of yourself. Have an amazing day. Start making life the way you want it to be. And until we connect again, I'm signing off. We'll see you soon. Be well and keep shining.
Thanks so much, Barry. Thank you, everyone, once again for listening. If you're not part of our Facebook group as well, please check us out on there. We look forward to having you in our community, within our circle. We'd love to hear anything, any views, any comments you have, any experiences you have. We're always there for you. We love having you with us every week, and look forward to next week. Thanks so much, Barry. Cheers, everybody. Bye for now.